What's going on, YouTube? This is Gemini G7. You know, I was really worried about when Joe Biden becomes president, and when he becomes president, which he is now, well, he's going to be very soon here in 2021. He's anti Second Amendment, and that lady that I do not like at all, Kayla Harris, something like that. Man, they want to hurt the Second Amendment and to remove our rights to have a right to protect ourselves in the line of self-defense. So it's like, it bugs me out, you know. And you know, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, the 3 bills that I built for 2020, it took me, you know, a very kind of a short period of time to build them fast as I can and get all the parts that I need to build my builds and get them done. Because when Joe Biden becomes president and Kelly Harris becomes, worked in the Congress, okay, it's gonna make harder to buy ammo. It's gonna be harder to get firearms. It's gonna be harder to find parts for your AR builds and AR pistols and SBRs and whatnot. Even getting suppressors for your rifles or your pistol, it's gonna be harder. So you know, a lot of people are talking, you know, rumors off on YouTube as well. It's like, if you have a magazine, for example, okay, a magazine, and they'll say the spring goes out on it, that way it can feed your firearm properly. They want those to put serial numbers on them and do a background check on them as well. This is really ridiculous, you know. Even a bulk carry group for your rifle needs to be serialized and has to go through a background check before you can buy that product. And even though it's not a full firearm, it's just a tool, you know. Firearms are tools, you know what I'm saying? And in order to complete, let's say for example, an AR-15, and if you guys do not know what AR-15 stands for, it's an armor light rifle. That's not an assault rifle, it's an armor light rifle, okay? If you don't believe me, Google it. Anyhow, without the upper, the AR-15 won't operate. Without the lower, the AR-15 will not operate. It will not fire. Without a trigger, the AR-15 won't fire. If the AR-15 or AR pistol, you know, either one of them, without a firing pin, it won't fire. Without a bulk carry group, it won't fire. Without a barrel, it won't fire. So you need to grab all these parts here that you need to put them all together to make it as one unit, one whole firearm, in order to shoot, in order to fire, in order to fully function and fully operate. You know, it's just stupid, you know. So now, I just found out this lady here named Laura, I've forgotten how to pronounce her last name, but she is very pro 2A, and I was blown away when I saw what she said, and I like her. We need more stronger women like her, okay? We need more people like her. She's a mom of 4. She has 4 children. She's married. She's 5 foot tall, only about 100 pounds or less, and she carries a Glock. And she's rooting for Congress, and now she is at Congress now, and that's just the basics. And she wants to keep America tactical. She wants to have America bear arms to defend herself, our right to carry firearms and to protect herself. You know, this will actually help, you know, in many ways. Not a whole lot, like, well, actually it is a whole lot, but one person can only do so much, you know what I mean? We need a lot of us and speak up and to make it happen, you know, when laws trying to pass or ban this and ban that, you know. So it's like, when she's in the House of Congress, oh hell yeah, we have a good advantage, you know, to save the Second Amendment and to right to bear arms and able to carry the firearm, able to go hunting, able to go shooting, or able to go to a sport competition, shooting event, or even gun shows, you know. And oh, if you want to buy a pistol, or you want to buy a rifle, or you want to buy an AR-15 rifle or an AR pistol, or an SPR, or get a suppressor for any of those, and accessories, we have a right to do that. And I was blown away, So I have my say about that, okay? And we need more and more stronger and more powerful women like that, okay? It blows me away. So I couldn't wait to do a YouTube video for this, for her, because man, we need more people like her. So here's a video of her, what she has to say, and tell me what you think. This just blows your mind, man. Peace.
I'm Lauren Boebert, and I approve this message.
Cut. That's a wrap.
Hi, I'm Lauren. I'm a newly elected Congresswoman from Colorado. Even though I now work in one of the most liberal cities in America, I refuse to give up my rights, especially my Second Amendment right. I will carry my firearm in D.C. and in Congress. This caused outrage from Democrats and the media. Why? It's our job in Congress to defend your rights, including your Second Amendment, and that's exactly what I'm here to do. I'm Lauren Boebert, a small business owner, a mom, a Coloradan fed up with far-left Washington politicians. AOC, Nancy Pelosi, they'll take away our Second Amendment rights. They'll replace our health insurance with socialized medicine. Not on my watch. I'll keep government bureaucrats off our backs. I'll fight for good-paying jobs. I'll fight for our local energy, steel, and farms. I'm Lauren Boebert. I'm running for Congress, and I approve this message.
For years, Republicans and conservatives have been called crazy for thinking that any politician would ever want to take away their guns.
Hell yes, we're going to take your AR-15, your AK-47.
Robert Francis O'Rourke slipped up.
A Coloradan fed up with far-left Washington politicians. AOC,
I was one of the gun-owning Americans that heard your speech regarding hell yes, we're going to take your AR-15s. Well, I am here to say hell no, you're not. We all know that you, sir, have a criminal history.
And so then I needed a way to put that voice to action. I saw that I can affect and represent millions if I took a stand for what I believed in.
Representative Scott Tipton was defeated by Lauren Boebert despite the support of President Trump.
Colorado's 3rd Congressional District really is the best part of Colorado, and it's a very conservative district, a very rural district. Here in Colorado's 3rd Congressional District, we are often drowned out by liberals in Denver and Boulder. So now more than ever, here in the West Slope of Colorado, we need a fighter. So there has never been any sort of uneasy situation in my restaurant where the waitresses open carry firearms. In fact, people are very polite when they come into our restaurant. An armed society is a polite society. If anyone is going to say anything negative about the waitresses being armed at Shooter's Grill in Rifle, Colorado, they usually say it from the comfort of their home behind their computer screen.
they'll take away our Second Amendment rights. They'll replace...
I am a strong advocate for school choice, and I believe that the tax dollars should follow the student. The public school system is not a one-size-fits-all system. I'm a mother of 4 boys, and each and every one of my boys has a different bent. They have a different style of learning. I'm a small business owner. I know that in my restaurant, when there's mud that needs to be cleaned up off the floor, that means things are going really well because those energy workers are coming into my business and spending their hard-earned money and supporting us. We drill for natural gas here, we drill for oil, and we mine the world's cleanest coal. We have the Jordan Cove pipeline that the Trump administration has helped approve, and I need to make sure that that pipeline gets built so we can export our clean, liquefied natural gas globally. I believe that the Democrats are very disingenuous when it comes to clean energy or even carbon emissions. Honestly, they lose me when they start talking about carbon emissions because they won't even explore the options of nuclear. I've seen record numbers of women in the GOP get elected this year. And I believe that there has been something brewing in America. And for the past couple of years, we have seen some elected officials, some elected women in Congress redirecting our nation, directing our nation towards socialism. And I believe that women all across America said, I have to stop this.
There's some happy folks in there. I am so proud and so honored to announce that I will be the first mom representing Colorado's 3rd Congressional District. There is so much in the United States Congress that we need to tackle, and I am so eager to prove to all of my opponent's supporters and anyone who is against me how much that we are going to get done in these next 2 years.
Did you receive a phone call from Diane Mitch Bush?
I have not.
Not yet. Are you expecting that phone call tonight, tomorrow, any?
We'll see. The campaigns have reached out, and so we'll see.
What's the message you've taken from this experience that you'd like to share with others about the American dream?
We the people stood up. We believed in something. We saw a need to be represented and to secure the greatest nation that this world has ever known. And we got together, a small group of patriots got together and accomplished so much. I really believe that a way has been pioneered for average, ordinary citizens to rise up and take a stand to serve their country. And that's exactly what I'm doing. The United States Congress, the House of Representatives, was intended to be led by citizens. And I believe that more citizens are taking a stand now to serve their country, to secure our freedoms.
Mitch Bush campaign reached out to you already. What did they have to say?
They did not.
They have not yet. What other campaigns have reached out to congratulate you?
There's been Representative Ken Buck has reached out to me, and Chairman Tom Emmer from the NRCC, and then some other really great folks that I've met along the way all throughout the country who are running their own races and watching mine as well. There's going to be a tremendous freshman class in the United States House of Representatives, and I'm excited. Tonight we are having a small celebration, but tomorrow it's time to roll my sleeves up and get to work.
What's next for you? What's first for you as representing Colorado's 3rd Congressional District?
There's a lot that I want to take care of. You know, as a mom, as a business owner, I want to be on the front lines of healthcare. I want healthcare to be affordable for all American citizens. I want, of course, our pre-existing conditions to be covered and taken care of. I want to be on the front lines of education and school choice. And right here in Colorado's 3rd Congressional District, we have more than 80% federal lands. And I want to continue America's energy independence and pursue energy dominance, because nobody does it better than us.
When you defeated Scott Tipton back in the primaries, you told KRDO anchor Bart Bedsole, we expected this. When you first started running for this position, did you expect to be where you are at today?
I absolutely intended a victory, but what I didn't expect was how much support, how many wonderful people that I would meet along the way, and who would come up and really just carry this vision with me and help me run with it. I didn't expect that on such a grand level. I mean, look, this is a tremendous victory. This is a huge win. This is my first campaign. This is my first time running for office, and millions of dollars were spent against me, lying about me and lying about my opponent, and I'm excited for this win tonight.
What sold it for you? What was the point where you said, okay, this is official, I am the official candidate?
We were just doing some math, and we don't see that going any other way, and the Colorado Republican Party called, and they're saying that I am the Congresswoman for Colorado's 3rd Congressional District.
Are you expecting a call from the president?
I'm always expecting a call from the President of the United States.
Okay, first mom in history to represent this district, first woman in history, first a businesswoman, not a career politician in history to get this position. How does it feel to make history?
This is incredible, and it's an honor, and I'm really just even more honored and humbled
to be able to serve the people in our district. And I hope that that spills over into the rest of our state and begins to influence the rest of Colorado. And so we could get back to these conservative values, get back to upholding the Constitution of the United States. I believe that there are so many people who get frustrated with elected officials who swear to secure our rights, but then they go to DC, they go to Denver, and they forget who they work for. They overregulate, overtax, and overspend, and ultimately destroy everything that we're building here at home. So I'm excited that average citizens are going to Congress.
All right, thanks,
thank you so much. Thank you.
At 11 o'clock on a Monday morning, customers are already lining up at Shooter's Grill in the small town of Rifle, Colorado.
It's a Smith & Wesson 9mm shield.
It's a Springfield XD 9mm.
That's right, firearms on the side. A sign on the door tells you guns are welcome on premises. Owner Lauren Boebert says Shooter's Grill stands for 3 things:
God, guns, and great food.
Lauren Boebert and her husband Jason opened the restaurant in 2013 and named it Shooter's Grill as a play on the town's name, Rifle.
One reason why I began to carry was there was an altercation in the alley where a man was beat to death, and it kind of alarmed me, and I wanted a way to protect myself and to protect my employees and to protect my customers.
Located on the Colorado River, Rifle is a hunting community with a lot of outdoor activities. Boebert says because of the tradition and respect for firearms in this part of the U.S., Shooter's Grill fits right in. Customers seem to agree.
Well, oddly enough, I probably didn't even notice until it became a story, and then I noticed.
I feel as safe as can be. This is the safest place you can be right now. So no, it doesn't intimidate.
It's also a draw for foreign tourists.
So we stopped here because we are a little bit hungry, and a guy on the street say, this grill is famous for the beautiful ladies and all ladies wearing guns.
Most items on the menu have names that relate to firearms. Shotgun burrito, locked and loaded nachos, and guac nai are among the favorites. Boebert says having a gun is also a conversation starter and gives her a chance to get to know her customers. Gun control is a divisive topic in American society. Colorado is among 30 of the 50 states that allow firearms to be carried openly without a permit. John Dyer is the local police chief.
Well, what an open carry means is that people are allowed to carry guns in the open, like for instance that I'm carrying on the side here, that would be considered open carry, versus a concealed carry where I'm hiding the weapon.
Some customers, though, are uncomfortable with the idea. Tom Fair came at a friend's invitation.
I'm not a fan of guns. I'm uncomfortable with the fact that our country parts of our country are as fascinated with guns as they are.
And some local residents think guns belong outside, that bringing them into the restaurant is just a marketing gimmick. But Shooter's Grill's waitresses disagree.
I feel like it's not a problem at all. I mean, it's holstered all the time, and hopefully the need never arises to have to take it out.
Shooter's Grill does appear to be successful, from the people taking their photographs in front of the restaurant to the out-of-state license plates. It certainly seems to have put Rifle, Colorado on the map. Lin Yang and En-Ming Liu, VOA News, Rifle, Colorado.
Here from Gunpowder Magazine. Our Second Amendment Spotlight series brings us to Colorado's beautiful western slope. Today we're in downtown Rifle, home of the Shooter's Grill, where carrying a gun isn't just permitted, it's pretty much part of the uniform. Let's check it out. Every waitress at Shooter's Grill carries a gun. The unique practice has been good for business, but it didn't start as a gimmick to draw in tourists. Tell me how this all got started, Lauren, because you didn't start out with the idea of planning to have a restaurant where all the waitresses carried, right?
Right. We did not intend on having an open carry themed restaurant. We opened Shooter's Grill as a spinoff of Rifle, Colorado. This is a very Western, gun-friendly area of Colorado, and we just wanted to really inhabit our heritage here and then just show forth our values. It wasn't until about a month after we opened, there was an altercation in the alley behind us, and a man was actually beat to death. And that was the first time that I actually feared for my safety and the safety of others. I was here alone a lot. I was here in the morning before anyone else arrived, after hours, and I started to question, what would I do in a scenario that someone else tried to physically harm me, or someone else even? And I don't have a physical way to protect myself. I'm 5'0", and I just don't have the strength to feed off an attacker. So I actually sought out advice from a local business owner, and he told me about open carry laws in Colorado, and I immediately began to open carry.
The business owner Lauren consulted about carrying a firearm was Edward Wilkes, whose gun shop is located conveniently right next door.
So it's been 5 years now that I came into your store and asked you, how can I protect myself and my staff and my patrons? And then that's when you explained to me Colorado's open carry laws, and then I purchased the judge, the tourist judge, and began to open carry, and you continued to educate me on how important it is to defend yourself, the right that we have to keep and bear arms.
Most of that had to do with the simple Colorado laws that we have, that whether you are open, you can open carry just about everywhere. I know there are some jurisdictions that prohibit it, but one of the main things is if you're the private property owner, you can conceal carry in your own home, your own place of business, private property under your control, your own vehicle, private means of conveyance. So there were some openings that you had there, even if you wanted to carry concealed.
I came into the restaurant open carrying, and eventually I had waitresses come and ask me if they could open carry as well, and I permitted that.
I didn't grow up shooting guns. I actually was pretty afraid of them, and then I started working here because I was a good friend of Lauren's, and I saw her packing, and I saw that was a beautiful thing. She's got 4 kids, and she's a little person, and she can defend herself, and I wanted to know all I could about them. I got a gun, and I started shooting. We started shooting together regularly, and we became a family.
Well, I know whenever I wear my gun, I know that I'm safe, I know that I'm protected, I know that I could go anywhere, and if something were to happen, that I am prepared. I know what I'm doing, and I know how to use my gun, and it's awesome. It's a great feeling. And now most of the staff carries, and they're all fully trained, and they are...
Yes, absolutely. We do have training in place. We offer concealed carry classes to our staff and our patrons. All of our staff has to go through the concealed carry course, so I know that they have a solid knowledge of firearms. So we encourage our girls to go out and target shoot with us. We have tactical training. We have firearm retention training. Yes.
So I'm guessing you haven't had any sort of altercations or any attempted robberies or anything like that since the girls started packing heat?
No, we have had no altercations like that, nothing physical, and no one has certainly tried to rob us, unless you count our salt shakers. Those get taken often.
Rifle is a small town, but the effect Shooter's Grill has had on the community and the rest of the country has been remarkable.
One thing that you and your restaurant did was that it spread this word on a broader scope and got people to think about it, got people talking about it, and began discussing the fact, yeah, that's why a crime rate would be lower if everybody can go around and carry open carry. So one of the things that we've seen from your restaurant is that it's spilled out in a very positive way to other establishments. We've seen banks, city market, local establishments be open to the fact of open carry.
Far from attracting a rough crowd or deterring would-be patrons, the presence of guns has actually increased business at Shooter's Grill significantly.
I definitely believe that us having this stance on the Second Amendment and open carry and defending the rights of the American citizen has brought people in that would have never come to Rifle, Colorado before. They would have never visited our area, and they certainly would have never come through our doors and sat down and had a burger. But we've actually seen people come as far as Australia. I had a family that intended on going to Las Vegas, and they wanted to come in and see Shooter's Grill in Rifle, Colorado. So they flew into Denver and drove through Rifle so they can stop here and eat.
The novelty of pistol-packing waitresses may draw customers in, but it's the food that turns them into regulars.
I would definitely say that our stance on the Second Amendment is very important to get people through our doors for the very first time, but what keeps people coming back is our food. We have always strived from the beginning to serve the highest quality food, and I really am proud of that. Even in our off-tourist times, even in our off-season, our locals are what keeps our business going. They are what drives us.
We like to come up here a couple times a week. Yeah, we come here about once a week to the 3 G's. Good food, guns, and girls.
Looking at the menu, you can't decide between the Glock 9, the Swiss & Wesson. There's also the Ruger Rubin, all very fun names.
Yes. Well, I'm a Glock girl, so I would go with the Glock 9, but maybe you'll have to come back and try all 3.
Depending on what kind of gun you're packing that day.
Yes. Yes, your burger can match your firearm.
There you go.